Hey everybody, welcome back to my cozy space, and once again I've been gone for a long time and I am back. So before I start this video, don't forget to subscribe and to click that bell button below to get notified when I post new videos. Okay, so for today's video, I am going to do a book problem tag. I was tagged by Gerald The Bookworm. Thank you, Mama, to do this tag. And so here we are. I'm so excited to do this tag. So first question. You have 20,000 books in your TBR. How in the world do you decide what to read next? How does one end up with 20,000 books in their TBR? Well, obviously, as a bookworm, you have a lot of books to read in your TBR. Like, I will read this book, I will buy this book. And then they get stuck up on your shelf for years and years and years and years and years until you forget about them. So what I do when I am determined to read what's in my TBR, I think about what genre I'm into right now. Like, am I in the mood for a fantasy read, a sci-fi, contemporary, a light read, or high fantasy, or whatsoever? And then I look at my shelf and see which book I have for that genre. And voila! We have our next read. Okay, so next question we have, you're halfway through a book and you're just not loving it. Do you put it down or are you committed? I don't like to DNF books. Like, I can't seem to sleep at night when I know I haven't finished a book. I've decided not to finish a book. So even though I'm not liking the book, I still push through reading it because I've seen people love this book and la 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 la, and I want to know why. Maybe because I just started it, or I'm not getting the vibe yet, but I am really pushing myself to love that book. But there are times that, okay, I'm reading this book almost halfway, but I'm not just loving it so far. I just put it down for a while in fear I might get into a slump and get a book that I know I will like. I will read that and then see if I can get that mood, that reading mood again to read that previous book. You get me? The end of the year is coming and you're behind on your reading challenge. Do you try to catch up? And if so, how? I do my best to catch up. Like, for last year, 2018 and 2017, I had a massive reading slump. Like, I can't seem to finish a book in 1 month. I think I've read less than 10 books, and it sucks big time because circa 2015, 2016, I get to finish at least 30 books per year or so. 2017 and 2018 was just terrible reading years for me, and I am catching up this year. Okay, so, and in terms of when the year's coming to an end and I haven't read, my goal for this year, what I do is grab a physical book and grab an ebook and then read it at the same time. Okay, fourth question. The cover of the series you love do not match. How do you cope? I cope by hunting down a similar cover, similar height, similar edition, and purchase it. Or I won't sleep well at night thinking that I have a mismatched edition. Like, well, for me, in my opinion, I don't like my books not matching, if you get what I mean. Like, oh, for example, I am number 4 books. They're all international edition, and a book sale went up, and I saw the book that I'm missing, so I purchased it for a low price. And then I put it together with the rest of my I Am Number 4 series and saw that the height is different from the rest. So right now that book is hidden away somewhere, away from the rest of the series. So that's how old I am when it comes to mismatched editions. So whenever I purchase books, I always make sure that I check if it's available in box set or no. So if in case it's available in a box set, I will buy the box set instead. Everyone and their mother loves a book that you do not. Who do you bond with over your shared feelings? If in case there's a particular book that everyone seems to like and I don't seem to like, I run to my girlfriend and tell her all about my rants about the particular book that everyone seemed to love. Like, this happened for the first time about this particular book, which I'm not going to mention because I know everyone loves it. Most of all loves it, and I don't want to cause any issues. So I told her that, hey, I'm reading this book. I was so excited to read this one, but I just can't seem to like it yet. So I put it down and tuck it away on my shelf. Maybe pick it up again when I feel like it. So I don't want to force myself because I don't want to get into a reading slump. I am doing so good this year when it comes to reading, and I don't want it to put into a halt. Okay, so next. You're reading a book in public and you're about to start crying. How do you deal? Bitch, I will cry. Like, I don't care who sees me. If I'm going to cry, I will cry. I don't want to hold it back and halt my reading. Like, no, I don't want to cry in public. Like, no. I will devour all of the feels that I am feeling, because if I put it down when I'm at that scene where you're supposed to cry and then just read it when I'm alone, I won't feel the same emotions that I had before in public, right? I actually did it once when back in college. I was reading this contemporary book and there's this scene that is really heartbreaking, and I was sitting at my desk and I was like, there were tears running down my face, and my classmates were like, hey, are you okay? I was like, yeah, it's just a book I'm reading, don't mind me, I'm just... So yeah, the sequel to a book that you love just came out, but you've forgotten a lot of what happens. Are you going to reread it? It's a yes and it's a no. Well, if in case I'm in the mood for rereading, I'm in the mood for that genre, I will reread it. Or if I absolutely loved that book, I will reread it. But if in case like, oh man, it's just too long for me to reread, so nah. I reread Stalking Jack the Ripper series before I read Escaping from Houdini, because it's just 2 books before Houdini, so there's no harm in that. It's a yes and it's a no. You do not want anyone to borrow your books. How do you politely say no when someone asks? How do you politely say no? No one seems to like to borrow my books because I don't have a lot of friends that likes to read books, or if they do, they have their own collection just like mine. So you have picked up and put down 5 books in the last month. How do you get over this reading slump? When I'm on a reading slump, I pick up a book that is easy to read and a world I'm familiar with. But most of the time I pick up contemporary books because they are my go-to books when I'm on a reading slump. Unlike fantasy where you have magic, you have to know the words, you have to memorize a lot of stuff. Unlike in contemporary, you just go with the flow. Know what I mean? So that's my way of getting out of the reading slump. I pick up a light read and then I'm back at it again. There are so many books coming out that you are dying to read. How many do you end up buying? I want to purchase so many books that I end up purchasing none. And that is absolutely true. I'm not who I was before anymore. There's this new book releasing this month, and then this one, and then like I call it up, and then yay, here's my monthly haul. No, I'm not like that anymore. I only purchase books, my anticipated releases for the particular month if I really like it. Like, well, for example, for King of Scars, here, it's right here. For King of Scars, I make sure that I have it by the time it's released or so. Well, because I'm a Grisha trash, so it's a given that I have to get King of Scars. Okay, last question for this video, for this extremely long video, I hope not, is after you purchase all of these books that you're dying to read, how long do they sit on your shelves before you get to them? Well, it actually depends, because sometimes I just purchase books because of their covers, not their synopsis, or just like, oh, I saw this on Instagram, I saw this on the bookstore, it seems interesting, I'm going to purchase it, and then I purchase it, they put it on the shelf, and then I forget about it. And I just remember it for maybe a month or two, or a year or two or so, and so on. But I have a lot of unread books behind me that needs reading when I'm here reading other books when I should be reading them first. But, you know, every bookworm has a pile of TBR and unread books that's been sitting on their shelf for years. So I know I'm not alone in that, so don't judge me. But I made a promise to myself that I will try to read all of the books I have before I purchase one, because whenever I pick up a book that I've bought from the past years and then just end up reading it now, and then I end up loving it so much, I was kind of regretting the time that I should have read that book. Some of my books are YA contemporary that I may have outgrown them, and those books are like 13, 16, 17. Well, not 13. They're like 16, 17, 18, and so there's that kind of regret that I'm feeling when I read those books that's been sitting on my shelf for years. Like, wow, I should have read this years ago. I would have appreciated it a lot back then, but I still appreciate them now. It's just that I can't help feeling the regret for not reading it back then. Oh my god, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so that's all for the book problem tag, and I hope you relate in some way or understood what I said. So if you do the same stuff I do or relate to some of the things I've said, please let me know below and let's talk about it. I would really love to know that I am not alone with my opinions. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share this to your friends, and click that bell button below to get notified when I upload new videos. So for this video, I am tagging all of my Philborg friends co-members to do this tag because it was actually so much fun doing this. I really enjoyed answering all those questions. So, that's all. Thank you so much. Bye. See you next time.